of Mary and Martha. Mary that carried the pain, the humility, and the anguish that people put upon her for bringing the Son of God into the earth. She stood up under all that humility and the embarrassment, and now her son is dead. She knows the hurt. She knows the emptiness of the family being broken. Maybe today your family isn't dead. Maybe it's drugs. Maybe it's divorce that has separated your family, but you know the pain of that today. You know the pain of being separated. You know the pain, that how it feels for your family to be separated one from another. But I want to tell you today, you don't have to live in that pain. You don't have to live in that suffering and emptiness. But Jesus came to die upon this cross so that you can have life and have it more abundantly. Despised and rejected, He died upon this cross so you would not have to live a life under the mask. He died upon this cross. He suffered the crown of thorns that they placed upon His head as they pierced those 3-inch thorns into His head and laughed at Him and said, "There's your crown. You said you were king. There's your crown." They put those nails into His hands. They weren't just little nails, but they were spikes that they ran through the wrist. Doctors say that there is a nerve that goes into your wrist, that goes into your heart, into the rest of your body. And no doubt it was piercing those arteries and piercing those nerves that day. But He died upon that cross for you and for me. He died that day with humility. He died that day with embarrassment. As they took that crown and put it upon His head, they put the nails into His hands and into His feet. They pierced His side, and then beat Him with a cat of 9 tails, until some scholars of the day said that you could see the entrails literally coming out His backside. I know that they've made pictures of the crucifixion, but I assure you it was not as though it happened that day. It was worse. When God Himself turned His face from His Son, He carried to the cross all of our sin, all of our hurt, all of our emptiness, all of our brokenness. Isaiah said He was wounded for our transgressions. He was bruised for our iniquity. And the chastisement of our peace was upon Him. And by His stripes we are healed. Now I'm thankful for that today. I'm thankful that I don't have to live an empty life. I don't have to live a life behind the mask. But I want to tell you today that He died until God the Father turned His face from Him for the sin that we would have in our life. He carried to the cross. The Bible said that He died until the sun wouldn't shine. He died until the centurion repented. He died until the wall turned to grace. He died until the veil was rent from the top unto the bottom. And you and I can now enter into the holies of holies. And I want you to also understand, amen, that there came a time when the grave could hold Him no longer. So the angel came, and the Bible said the angel came and rolled away the stone, not so that Jesus could get out, but so you and I could look in. And He said, "Oh, grave, where is your victory? Oh, death, where